Hey guys, how's it going and welcome back. So I got two MacBook Pros, both mid-2012s, and both set up with 16 gigs of RAM in each. And I've got a 500 gig SSD in the one over here, and of course this one has a this has the 500, sorry, and that has the 480 in it. Either way. So we did a Cinebench score here because I've got Ventura running on this one back here, and I have Catalina, which is the last supported OS, native support, for the 2012 mid MacBook Pro on this one. And while I was doing the test, I also kept an eye on temperatures. Now, both of these I have the fans running at around 5,000 RPM. To keep them a little bit better under control, especially when you're doing heavy loads. It takes longer for it to heat up this way. I have done video editing testing on the one here that's sitting on a cooling plate, which is not turned on right now. Of course, I never broke past 85, 86 degrees tops, and that was great. I thought, wow, that's pretty good for an old dog. And these have dual core 2.5 gigahertz processors in them. But regardless of all that, Ventura and Catalina are using about the same amount of RAM roughly on a system boot from a cold start. You know, for just the OS to the desktop, they're both just under 4 gigs of RAM that they use. So, and both laptops are set up almost identical as far as software goes. But as far as the point score goes, that's a little interesting. On the multi-core test, the one with Catalina here, it got 1439 points on multi, where our one with Ventura got 1342 points. So a little bit lesser there. The interesting part, of course, is single core. We got 561 on this one here with Ventura, where we got 559 on the Catalina system. Now, there's a lot of upgrades to go between Catalina right on up to Ventura. Now, Ventura is not a supported operating system, so for that you do need to use Open Core Legacy Patcher, which is what I used on this one here to get it to run Ventura. And it is slower to boot initially, like if you're doing cold start boot. They're definitely, either way, the one with Ventura is much slower for boot up time as opposed to Catalina, of course, which is its native OS. But the scores are pretty interesting. They are close together, especially in the single core area. It's only out by 2 points, right? So this one's 2 points slower. Anyways, there's a little bit more experimenting I want to do with these computers for some videos for you guys, but I thought we'd start with this. Now, as far as the RAM goes, they are both running 16 gigs of RAM each at 1600 megahertz because that's the RAM it uses. They're both also the exact same RAM. In other words, they're made by the same company, Timtech, or Timetech, however you want to pronounce it. I've been using their RAM a lot in computers, and I've been having amazing luck. It's very inexpensive RAM compared to many other manufacturers out there, like even Crucial. Do they ever want a lot of money for RAM? This RAM was under 30 bucks for 16 gigs worth. So I figure, oh, hey, for under 30 bucks, that's like way cheaper than even Crucial had, among other companies as well. But Timetech has been breaking into the business for the last few years. They're now actually starting to do SSD and NVMe drives too, so I'm going to be doing some testing on those to see how good they are. But I really love their RAM. They're great for their RAM. I even use their RAM in my gamer laptop, which unfortunately is not with us right now thanks to a Windows update. It's gone back to the manufacturer for repair. But I have a video about that too. I'm really not impressed with Microsoft at this point. But anyways, I know many of you have not done an experiment like this where you've got two identical systems, and I thought, well, let's see just how much, you know, performance do we actually lose by using Ventura. And realistically, 1439 to 1342, it's a little bit on the multi, but the single core did actually better in. So there is that little edge there for running Ventura. It does have some benefits to it. But now also another difference, when doing the Cinebench test, the temperatures were only within 1.5 to 2 degrees fluctuations back and forth, which was also very interesting. But at the same time, you know, I'm sitting here going, well, this is kind of neat because, you know, we have the differences here in the numbers, but we also have temperature differences that aren't really fluctuating that much. That was interesting considering how many levels up you are on Ventura and how much more of a powerful and better and higher featured operating system it is too, compared to Catalina or Monterey or even Big Sur for that matter. So it'll be interesting to see if I can actually run Sonoma on the 2012 MacBook Pro, because then we can put that to another test against this one with Catalina and see how much more performance differences there are, and if there are still going to be some little bit of a benefit even in the single core testing. But either way, I think they both did great. Now the other thing I wanted to mention too is I recently repasted the processor in this one here, where this one has been left alone since day one from the factory. And for that a little bit of a discrepancy difference, yeah, it kind of really defeated itself repasting, but you never know until you try, right? Fresh repaste, sometimes Apple messes up, you know, on their paste jobs, but it would appear that repasting really wasn't that big of a benefit overall, at least not when it comes to, you know, really pushing the systems. Right now the systems are settling out here at about 50 degrees on the one with Ventura and about 57.5 to 54 degrees fluctuation on the one with Catalina. So really that's not that huge of a difference for temperature range. Anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching. Stay tuned for more on this project. We have more testing to do yet.